Morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning. We got about 10 minutes until the show starts. So if you're watching this in a replay, you might want to skip forward. I'm trying to figure out. It's been a couple weeks since I ran one. I got to figure out where my chat went. So a couple things that happened this week for us. I got a settlement out of a deadbeat owner. Authorized a bunch of work. We did the work, and then they didn't pay me. And then they started making all sorts of claims that I was a jerk and I was a scammer and blah, blah, blah. Long story short, we finally got our settlement out of that. I ended up having to put a mechanics lien on the property and had to have my lawyer call them. And it wasn't worth it, but I mean, it was worth it. No, not really. It wasn't worth it. But, you got to do what you got to do. I think I broke even on the deal, so I guess that's good. Had an owner who bought a house through the Ocean Point scandal, and the guy's been trying to get it fixed for it's been probably 2 years. And so he hit me up about a month ago, and we went out and videoed his property. And so we had a big discussion about that one yesterday. He's trying to decide what he wants to do. He's not in horrible shape, but I mean, the work he's had done, the work he had done by the turnkey company, and the work he had done after that has all been pretty shoddy. I'm actually creating a video about it. It's an interesting case study because it's in an area. We're seeing some weird stuff in Indy. We're seeing like neighborhoods that the average sale price is between $30,000 to $60,000. We're seeing like an investor will go in and buy vacant property. There's no lot. Just lots basically. So they'll buy these lots, and then they will buy these lots. They'll buy these lots. They'll build a nice house, 2 or 3. I don't think it's 1,000 square feet. It's probably 1,500 to 2,000 square feet. They will fix them up. I'm sorry. They'll buy them. They'll build a brand new house. It's real nice, all up to current standards. Usually they're pretty modern. Anyways, they end up selling these houses for $200,000, $300,000, and it's in a neighborhood that's like 30 to 60,000. So how are they getting away with it? In my mind, it's like, what bank is appraising these properties and going, yeah, that house is worth $250,000, but it's surrounded, like within a quarter-mile radius of $30,000 to $60,000 houses, and so one guy goes in, he buys a lot, he builds a house, he sells it for $200,000 or $300,000. Another guy goes in, buys a lot, builds a house, $200,000 or $300,000. Might be the same guy. I don't know. Then all of a sudden somebody buys like an older house, 1900s, 1920s, whatever, and they rehab it, and they do a really good remodel, don't get me wrong, and then they sell it for $150,000, $200,000. And again, I'm just astounded that any bank is looking at these and going, this is, a good deal. Now, I guess I get it, the gentrification or whatever, but I guess it's just, for me, as an investor, it's hard for me to look at a house and go, yeah, I can go into a $50,000 neighborhood and build a $250,000 house and it'll sell. So I don't understand how that happens. So that is something. So, anyways, this guy's got this house, and it's in an area where somebody's gone in and bought a couple lots, and done the deal, 200, 300,000. Then some of these other houses, one or two other houses, have sold for 100 to 150,000. In fact, the one next door to him is 150,000. And then he's got his, and he's got he's got an extra lot next to him. So he's trying to decide what he wants to do with his property. And he hit me up and he says, well, maybe you want to partner up on this deal, and we can, fix it up, sell it, and then you can have some of the profits. And I mean, it's just I just don't get it. I guess my risk tolerances or my speculation is just not there. And so anyway, we ran the numbers on it, and I don't know what the market's going to do this year. A lot of people who are a lot smarter than me are predicting we're going to have a downturn in the market, or a market correction, or and so I don't really want to get into a flip. And this house is not a pretty house. It's not like you're going to go into a 1900s house and it's, not all 1900s houses have all the ornate woodwork and, have, the 12-inch or 10-inch tall trim boards going all around. There's quite a few of them that are, they were built cheap. And so they don't have a lot of character. And so anyways, so it's interesting. So that's something we're doing. I need to try and figure out. Somehow I'm missing my chat window, so I won't be able to see if anybody is chatting with me. Let me see if I can figure out where that's at. I wonder if... Am I missing something here? Hold on. Toolbars. How am I missing my chat? Stream health, excellent condition. So let's see what else happened this week. I don't have chat features, so I think we may be running blind today. Let me see if I can. I'm still trying to figure this out. Running blind today. There we go. I guess I got it back up and running. I have to look at my own beautiful face. Oh, I'm so pretty. I'm so pretty. Yes, I'm pretty. I'm pretty and witty and there we go. Dumb. I don't know. All right, so I think I got chat back up, so we'll have to keep that running. So pretty. So let's see what else. Let's go back to what we were talking about earlier. One more minute. So let's see what else happened this week. All right. So we had a triplex that we had rented a unit out to a guy. One more minute. So let's see what else happened this week. All right. So we had a triplex applying. We had asked the question, as typical for us. We asked, will any other adults be living in the property? And he said, I may have my son move in with me. And so we said, okay, you'll need to have him reply and fill out an application. And he said, so a couple days went by, we didn't hear anything out of the guy. And so anyway, so we just hit him back up and said, hey, your son hasn't applied, you need to do an application. So a couple days, let us know what the scoop is. And so he says, oh, don't worry about it, my son's in jail. So your son hasn't applied. We said, okay. And so we said, we reiterated, our policy, and our policy is that if someone moves into a property and then they let some unauthorized adult move in, then I can't remember if it's we can go back to the beginning of the lease and charge them like $20 per day, and or we can evict them. So anyway, so fast forward a couple months, and one of the tenants in one of the other units says that there was some gunfire. And bullets came through her wall. And so anyway, so we sent somebody out to evaluate, and so she informs us that it came from the unit next door. Bullets came through the unit next door, and so anyway, so we sent somebody out. We contacted the tenant next door to find out what happened, and then we also pulled up police records. We'll come to find out he had let his son move in. He had moved out. So basically, he probably never even lived there. He just let his son move in. His son is heavy into drugs. His son has been in jail multiple times. And so, his son evidently had someone come calling for him. This is all speculation. I don't know the real story. I don't know if I ever will know the real story. And so anyway, so he had someone come calling for him. There was gunfire, and then this is all speculation. I don't know the son was arrested. And so anyway, he had someone come calling for him. So now we're in the process of figuring it all out, and evicting or forcing out the tenant who did this. So sorry guys, you guys are coming in late, and I'm actually starting a little late because I said I was going to start at 9:30 and it's 9:32. So anyway, so it's a mess. I mean, we approved the father, and I'm actually the son, but the father let the son move in. So anyway, so there will be some legal ramifications for all that stuff. I mean, so anyways, all right. So today is Saturday. It is 9:32 a.m. We did about 10 minutes early. So I was telling some stories. So anyways, all right. So some of that, or you can start with us now. So today we're going to go over. I'm going to do scope of work on. It's a duplex that we one of our clients picked up. She was involved today in the we're going to go over. I'm going to do and so anyway, so we took her over duplex, and we've been slowly getting her properties back up to snuff. So I'm going to do a little bit of a before and after. So we'll kind of run through some of this stuff. We'll watch some of these videos. And we will. So I'm going to do a little bit of a before and after. I don't know. Let's see time-wise what we've got going on. We'll watch some of these videos. And then hopefully we can do both units. Maybe we'll do one, and then we'll do the before and the after, and then we'll let's see time-wise what we've got going on before and the after, and see what kind of time frames we're up against. Because I don't really want to go more than an hour. Hopefully we can do both units. Maybe we'll do one, and then we'll do the before and the after, and then let's see time-wise. So let's see here. Hold on, I'm looking for these videos. I should have been more prepared, but I'm not. I want to go more than an hour. Hopefully we can do both units. Maybe we'll do one, and then we'll do the before and the after, and then let's see time-wise. So let's see here. Hold on, I'm looking for these videos. Should I start with more prepared? But I'm not. After video. I'm on now. So let's see here. Hold on, I'm looking for these videos. Should I start with more prepared? But I'm not. After video. I'm on now. So let's see here. Hold on, I'm looking for these videos. Should I start with more prepared? But I'm not. Oh, we got an echo going on, Rafi? I'm on now. Let me see if I got multiple mics running. Going on, Rafi? Oh, we do. Let me see if I got multiple mics running. Going on, Rafi? Oh, we do. How about now? Do we got any echo now? Let me see if I got multiple mics running. Going on, Rafi? Oh, we do. How about now? Do we got any echo now? I think I fixed it. Let me see if I got multiple mics running. Rafi? We do. How about now? Do we got any echo now? Mic. I think I fixed it. I think I fixed it. Let's see if we got it fixed. How about now? Do we got any echo now? Mic. I think I fixed it. I think I fixed it. Let's see if we got it fixed. I think I fixed it. Let's see if we got it fixed. Nope, we don't have it fixed. I think I fixed it. Let's see if we got it. Nope, we don't have it fixed. I'm going to turn down desktop audio, see if that helps. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see what happens. I'm going to turn down desktop audio, see if that helps. Yep, I think we fixed it. Let's see what happens. I'll go back to the real search. The real struggle. Pull up these videos. I'm going to have to pull it up on YouTube. All right, so let's get things going here. So this property here is a duplex. So there's one unit here, which is basically the whole main floor. And we do have the echo. Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if I got the echo or what's going on. Oh, I know what it is. I've got YouTube running in the background watching my own live stream. I was like, what the heck is killing me on that? Anyways, all right, so I can crank my volumes back up. All right, so we got this property here. It's a duplex. The main floor here is one unit, and then the upstairs is another unit. So we're going to go through the first one on the main floor.
West 25th. Around, a ton of trash and stuff here.
So there's a 2-bedroom here on the main floor and a 1-bedroom upstairs. Got relatively newer windows.
Heavily. Oh, dirty. There's a hole in the ground. Screens aren't too bad though. Blinds are all toast. The screen is missing. Back 2 screens actually. They had the trash cans were all over the place. That screen is filthy.
Got lots of rubbish and stuff. See how the plants will just start growing up the sides, like the gutters here. Look at that.
Like somebody's weed is up in there. Bag of something.
It's amazing what you find at these properties. So we've got some minor gutter issues. Downspouts need to be repaired. Let me pull up my original notes on this property here.
Swimming pool, free swimming pool.
Yeah, free swimming pool. Gotta love those.
Free electric car. Okay, on the other side. It's duplex, but this goes up to the upstairs for a 1-bedroom.
So pretty typical for us is, even though these are newer windows, we're checking to see if the windows need to be caulked. Sometimes you get installers who don't know what they're doing. Overall, our siding's in pretty good shape on this property. But we did end up caulking the windows. We had a couple screens that were missing or needed to be replaced. And we had to repair or replace the gutters, the downspouts and whatnot. So here's one thing that's kind of interesting about this property. Back up a little bit. See right there, that trim? You can see the plywood underneath. So when they installed the door, the siding didn't match anymore. But they didn't do anything like paint it white or, you know what I mean, trim it out. So, you know, it is what it is. But it just kind of shows the start of the workmanship.
There's some light there.
Yeah, we're missing a light there.
I don't know if those wires are live or not.
So you can see here, this one's pretty trashed out.
Carpets are very heavily stained. I'm not sure we can save them. So I'm going to say we probably got all new flooring. Paint wise, maybe I will get by with touch up.
So this is kind of interesting because, you know, obviously we just saw those carpets that were in pretty rough shape. But we've got a new cleaner that we're using, and he does a really good job. And he also does carpets. I mean, I think actually his company is carpet cleaning, but they do interior cleaning. And so anyway, so he was actually able to go in and save these carpets. And so we'll see in the other video how well this came out.
Door.
See, they left us a bunch of trash. I mean, this is getting it's getting more and more common. People will just leave us all their furniture, their dishes, their whatever.
Put down the, whatchamacallit, I just don't know if these walls are usable or not.
So we have a general rule of if we come in and there's more than 2 walls that need to be repainted,
There's definitely a touch-up spot.
Or, you know, heavily touched up, then the whole room needs to be repainted. Just because, and it's really hard, you know, with sun fades walls and you know, you got a color match. If you don't know the original color, then you're kind of hosed. Like, we use standardized colors throughout. These carpets here, there was a couple spots there. I wanted to kind of go back and look at that real quick. Where is it? See those little bleach spots? Our guy ended up patching those little spots. So it didn't come out awesome. It didn't come out too bad. Excuse me.
Bleach or something. See how just a lot of that crap. You can try to have them clean. It's going to be touch-up paint throughout. A lot of marks on the walls.
I had my normal video running. I can't find it. Let me see if I can try some
Leak from the upstairs bathroom going on.
Yeah, so we had a minor leak upstairs.
I can see some noise. There's our paint. This room's carpet may be savable for a lot of it. We're just going to end up having to touch up everything. It's going to be better just to roll it on the walls. Hopefully we can color match. There must be a leak in the upstairs bathroom. So we may have to open up that ceiling in order to get to it. There's a bunch of marks on the walls here. We're going to have to re-roll all these walls. Looks like they put something on here to seal the windows. They're double panes. I don't know why you need to. Marks on the walls here.
Hey, Frank, baby. Glad you could make it. Glad you got up early this morning.
Patch and touch up, and then have to re-roll the walls. And here's the kitchen. They tried to hide some stuff with these floors. These floors may be just cleanable, linoleum or whatever.
Yeah, we were able to save those floors in the linoleum, for now at least. I shouldn't be ruining this for you, should I? Oh my gosh, the floors are horrible. I don't think we'll be able to save them. Oh my gosh, our life is horrible. Money, 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 money. We gotta spend a bunch of money. Yeah, that's right, baby. Freedom.
It's like crazy.
Rafi, I think Rafi's still on here. We have this friend of ours in Columbus, Indiana, Greg Grayson, and he tells the story about driving home out. You know, he had a full-time job, and he's, you know, got rentals on the side, and he's driving home one night. And it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's bitter cold outside, and he's thinking to himself, why am I doing this? Why am I, you know, killing myself for these, you know? And so anyways, then it dawns on him, you know, I'm doing this for freedom. I'm doing this for the freedom to live the life I want to live. And so anyway, so 2 o'clock in the morning, he rolls his windows down. It's bitter cold. He's freezing, driving, and he just screams out, freedom! And so anyway, so it's become kind of a calling or a catchphrase that a lot of investors do whenever they see Brad. They'll stand up on a chair and they'll scream out freedom really loud. And so anyways, it's a good time.
Yeah, these linoleum floors may be savable. This carpet is...
Oh, boy.
Hey, what, free phone?
Hey, free phone. I'm gonna have to check these carpets in the other video. We'll have to see how good the patch job. I haven't seen it in person, but one of my guys went and saw the patch job and said it wasn't crazy awesome, but it was decent.
Coat, and I needed to do two.
You know, we were able to save these floors for, I want to say like 150 or 200 bucks.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Instead of having to spend $1,500 replacing all the carpets. Hey man, there's a bunch of free bed linens and stuff for anybody who wants them.
I see a lot of ants.
A lot of ants. Closet doors. Windows need to be patched.
Jeez. Free car. Let's go check out the basement.
Yeah, so basements on like duplexes like this, like an over-under, are interesting because
Floors are on level, probably cleanable. Patched out.
toilet works.
Solid. Solid. Solid as a rock. They need to be recaulked in here in the bathtub. That's solid.
So I usually tap those around the faucet to see if there's any leaks that need to be fixed. So interesting thing about what I was saying earlier was the interesting thing about these over-unders. You got one unit on the bottom and one upstairs, and you got to worry about, well, actually any kind of these things, but how do you separate utilities out? Because you don't want one person to be paying for the heat, for the water heater for the other one. So usually you end up putting like 2 water heaters in. And in this case, that's what we did. Now the laundry facilities on both units are actually up in the units on the main floor. But you can see here we've got 2 furnaces. This is both electric.
Each got their own furnace.
And then you got 2 water heaters. Now in some cases what we end up doing is we end up putting like 2 electric meters into the house, and then we wire them for baseboard heat.
Both electric.
This got PEX too, so that's nice. That's highly resistant to freezing, although it does need to be tagged up instead of just hanging, dangling. couple of our screens.
Use diaper.
Noise. I'm a funny guy. I'm the funniest guy in my office. I'm the only guy in my office, but I am the funniest guy too. And the best looking. And the worst looking. Alright, so that's that one. So here's my cheat sheet on this house. So we were going to clean out the interior and exterior, including basement. So we budgeted about $750 on that one. We were going to caulk the windows. We were going to check the screens. We're going to repair or replace gutters as needed. We're going to install the porch light or cap the electrical lines. So remember, there was a wire hanging down. We were going to replace the carpets. Originally, we budgeted $1,500 to replace the carpets. I think we spent $150 to clean them and patch them. Maybe it was $210 because he patched them, or $225 because he charged $75 to patch. Anyways, we did a medium quality interior repaint for about $900. We were checking that lower level ceiling leak for upstairs from the upstairs bath. Several ceiling lights needed to be replaced, and we needed to repair closet sliders. I don't remember if you saw them out. They were jumping. They weren't easy to move. Paint exterior front porch. I don't think that got done, but it probably did. We had miscellaneous to get it rent ready. Excuse me, $500, and a final clean of $250. We went over that because we patched wherever that was, patching the floors. So let's pull up the newest, latest, greatest video of this one. Come on now, there we are.
This is 25th. It is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom.
So now we're into the winter. Before it was late August, and we were way behind on our schedules, but
neighborhood.
we've gotten it done. We're not going to do an interior, so this is going to be a 5-minute video. So maybe we'll still be in our timelines. See here, we put this trim in. Put this little trim piece in here. Painted it up. Check out those floors, baby. We were able to save them. Did some touch up throughout. Might be worth considering later on, maybe walling this little room in, and then this could be a bedroom with a door on it. So then all of a sudden we become a 3-bedroom unit instead of a 2-bedroom unit. Then there's living room and dining room, or I'm sorry, family room and dining room here. Then there's a bedroom right there.
There's our kitchen, dining area, and living room.
These walls were all ate up with dings and scratches and marks. Carpets look pretty good. I don't care what anybody says about Jay. He's alright in my book.
Got a pantry. Got a bathroom. Everything's been redone.
Back bedroom here, looking pretty good. Got to get on Cole because when he's doing these promo videos, he needs to be doing video or doing them with all the lights on. We left the extra dryer in there. We need to go grab that. There's 2 dryers and 1 washing machine. We need to grab those. Interesting point to make though is that on these kind of properties,
This is our basement access.
He's not gonna go down there though. Oh,
This is.
you got on me earlier,
731
Frank, about the video
West
that it
25th
goes blank
Street.
here in a second. Yeah, so he'll go out the door and then it goes black for a little while. So I did cut that in the YouTube section. But anyways, so I was going to tell you is we do, we pretty much came in on budget. Just I'm going to shortcut myself here. We came in pretty much on budget, actually a lot cheaper because we didn't end up replacing the carpets. So anyways, let me pull up the next one. What was I talking about? I don't remember what I was talking about. So we're going to go on to the next one here. So let me find that other video. Give me a second here.
That's doing a move out video or an eviction video.
So this is the other unit, the one on the right.
Goodies here. You just want to give me your measure and you can start swapping the locks?
This one threw my guy for a loop because the whole front of the house is not, I mean, there's a door on the far right, but it's just goes immediately upstairs. And so when my guy and I showed up, he was like, there's people living in this left or the right side.
There'll be some minor touch-ups going up the hallway.
And so he was like, we got squatters, we're gonna have to deal with this. Well, come to find out, it's just this door that goes upstairs.
Room here.
And so when we went over there to go in, you know, we showed up and then the people on the left side were still there. And they were, you know, whatever, hanging out on the front porch or whatever. And we're like, oh, we're just going to go and get into this other unit. And they were like, okay. And so anyway, so on the front of that house, let me pull up the picture of it real quick. Hold on. Oh, what the heck, man? Why isn't this working very well for me today? Oh, there it is. It's just missing. So on the front of this house, this window and this window go to this unit. This door goes upstairs immediately to the upstairs unit. So when we were over there, we're going to break into this unit because we didn't have keys to it. When we went over there, so my guy, I told the people, they were all sitting out here on the front porch, and we're like, hey, we're just going to go ahead and get into this unit, you know, and assess the situation. They're like, yeah, okay, no problem. So my guy immediately walks over to this window, and it was unlocked. So he's like, going to climb on in. So he starts sliding this window up and starts to crawl in, and you hear this woman in the house going, hey, 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 what's going on? What are you doing? And so it... My guy was like, I'm just getting into this unit. They're like, no, that's my unit. Oh, fun, huh?
Some definite patching needs to be done over there. This room is...
Oh, measuring it and everything. Usually what we're doing now is when we go into a unit that's got carpets in it,
12
we don't like carpets. Carpets last 1 or 2 tenants. So we are basically, if we see carpets down, we measure. Even if we can save the carpets, we're measuring to see, you know, what we're going to do flooring-wise, so that we can replace it later on with LVP.
74 square foot.
Again, we were able to save these carpets. Pull up my notes on this one.
Big mirrors. It's gonna take patch and paint in here. Gotta do a clean out. Bathroom's gonna be 4'9" by 6'9", 33 square feet. A little bit extra for this little nook over here. Okay. Tight locking it. Got a bedroom here. This hallway has got carpets are stained.
It's pretty heavy staining.
Pretty heavy duty stained.
That's why when we look at these, we're like, I don't think they're savable. You know, another thing to keep in mind is maybe we, at the top of the stairs there, we enclose that little room, and then we put in another bedroom there. Now, the caveat to this one is this property doesn't really have a living room or a dining room.
10'6" by 10'4" is about 100.
That's a really, really good tool. I really love it.
Square feet.
I mean, it's very accurate. It does a really good job for us. It's a measuring device, laser.
Carpets are not savable in here.
They're like $30 to $50, man. Anybody need an inflatable mattress? We get plenty of them.
Try to shut this door. It may not latch. This will latch. And this door's off the hinges, so it has to be put back on the hinges. The hallway itself is about 2'9" by 10'10". That's 31 square foot. There's the kitchen. I kind of trashed it out. This little hallway here is 3'10". It's probably only 7 feet because that other one, well, yeah, about 7 feet. So it's.
I'm going to kind of quicken this up a little bit. Actually, I think we're going to be way ahead of schedule. So this is an itty bitty little kitchen here, right? So there's touch-ups on the walls, and then there's got you know, just an itty bitty little kitchen in here. Let me see if I can speed forward a little bit. But see, there's like hardly any cabinets. Now that may be normal for you, Frank, baby. A little 5 feet of cabinetry, but not normal for us. So there's actually a little bit of room here. Well, they're going to put fridge there, or stove. Yep, stove goes there, and then fridge will probably go up against this wall here. So, you know, it's always a... And there's so many windows here. How do we add in some cabinet space, you know? I mean, you don't want to put your stove in front of this. You don't want to put your stove way over here. But, you know, it's just kind of a hard decision process to make. Now, maybe we could... Let's see here. I'm going to go back a little bit more. Yeah, see, I just don't know. I mean, I guess you could go into this. There's a window right over here in this corner behind here. This is actually, this little alcove right here is a stackable washer dryer. So, I mean, there's not a lot of good design choices here. I mean, ideally, this window's already been replaced, but ideally I would have put a smaller window in here and then maybe had the countertops go around, right? So then we would have had more, you know, linear feet of cabinetry versus what little we've got now, 5 or 6 feet. Now, this is a 1-bedroom unit, and I really don't have a way to, you know, I mean, you could, I guess you could turn... this whole space into living room and family room, so you're cooking your food and then eating it, you know, here. So I mean, theoretically, yeah, I mean, I guess that would work. You could put your couch in here and then maybe a TV over here, and then, you know, whatever. Maybe you have even got a little bit of room here to put a little small table in if you wanted to, or a bar. Maybe pull a little bar out of that. Excuse me. So anyway, so you know, but I don't know if the neighborhood justifies the expense. Like this unit here is a 1-bedroom unit, and I think I've got it listed for $500 a month, and that includes water. $500 a month, and that includes water. So the owner is paying the water and sewer on this house, on this unit. So I mean, if we add another room, we're probably going to get another $50 a month. And then, you know, if we extend these cabinets, it's just a crapshoot on whether it's going to return the investment or not. You know, because at $50 a month, you're basically making an extra $600 a year. It'll probably cost $1,000 or so to, you know, $500 to $1,000 to put in a wall on that one little nook room. This thing at the top of the stairs. This little room here, if I can pull the wall out here and then put a door, and then this becomes another bedroom. You know, it's probably going to cost, by the time it's all said and done, $750, $1,000. So it's going to take you 2 years if you got a $50 a month increase. And then if we did some other stuff to the kitchen, you know, change the window out. The window's probably going to cost us $300. You know, let's say it's $500 after we do all the drywall work and we do all the whatchamacallit. Then you add in cabinetry. You know, you got 5 linear feet here of cabinetry now. There's nice plumbing there. So we come around the corner, another 5 or 10 feet. Let's say 5 more feet. So you get 10 feet. It's probably going to run you a couple grand to do that. So you got 3 or 4 years, and then I don't know if you could get another $50 a month out of it, or you'd be 25. You know, market rent on a 2-bedroom is like $550. So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I just don't think it's worth trying to do all that extra money, although it would probably make it rent easier. Let's see here. Let me see if I can get that nook so you can just kind of see what we were dealing with. But I think you guys are all smart enough to know what a nook looks like. And we don't even get a good picture of it. So anyway, all right, so on to the finished product, right, baby? That's what everybody wants to see. Let's see what we got here. Why do I not have a video for the finished product? I did have one. Did I modify it? Did I delete it? So again, we're going to have to go back to our videos. It's listed out there. Got the sound down on it. Let's go in. Oh, there's a reason why we got the sound down on it. Much nicer coming in. We were able to save these stairs. I am going to turn this video sound down. It's horrible. That's the thing about the camera system we use. Sometimes it can be hit or miss. Sometimes it just all of a sudden starts goofing up. So this is where we could put a wall in and make this another bedroom. And that may be worth the expense to turn this into a bedroom. As you can see here, we were able to save the floors. And we made those patches there on the walls. Let me see if I can full screen it. There's that bedroom, had all that furniture and crap in it. I should have the Benny Hill music going on in the background. Bathroom's now cleaned up. We were able to save the flooring on this. Kitchen. So again, there's that space, and we could put in a little, you know, like a island peninsula coming out, and then that would add in, you know, maybe have some bar seats or something like that, so somebody could sit there and eat, and they could use this for their living room or dining room. So I think it's very doable. You know, unfortunately, the countertops are so small. I mean, what do you got, a foot here and a foot over here? I mean, there's not a lot of food preparation going on here, right? And then there's our hookups for washer dryer. So it's not a bad little unit. Like I say, this one will rent for $500 a month. As is, we could probably get $550 for it if it was a 2-bedroom.
This is 733 West 25th Street.
So, I mean, not bad. Came out pretty well. We came in on budget. Let me pull up my numbers on this one. You know, the interior clean out was $350. They still had a bunch of trash and stuff in it. Patch and paint, we did $750 for patching and painting because there was a couple big holes in the walls. We were able to clean the carpets. We planned on that initially, but actually it ended up coming in cheaper. So it was only like $125, $150. Replaced flooring in the 1-bedroom. We didn't end up having to do that, so we got off pretty cheap on that. Repair the bedroom door, transition strip. There was a section between the hallway going into the kitchen where the flooring was, they had just done a horrible patch job, and so we just ended up adding the transition strip so that the two pieces melding together wouldn't be coming up all the time. Replace some screens. Because it's an upper floor, we pay a little bit more to replace screens, miscellaneous, and a final clean. And so, yeah, we came in right on budget, actually a little cheaper because, again, we didn't have to replace any flooring in this property. So that ended up saving us some pretty good time and money. All right, so I got through those a lot quicker than I thought I was going to. What do you guys got going on? What's been happening in your world? Let me look and see what else happened to us this week. I had an issue. So we use TLO, which is a background, or not a background. It's a skip tracing software. Anyway, so they did their what do they call it? Their biannual inspection of our property. You have to get approved. They have to come out and inspect your office to make sure that you. Let's see here. That's not what I want. So they come out biannually and they inspect your office. They're looking to make sure you got a locking file cabinet. You've got I'm looking around the office right now. You've got a shredder. You've got a door lock on the door. Anyway, so we passed all that sort of stuff. They want passwords on your computer. And so anyways, it's actually in my own home. So they came out, they took their pictures, and I have a exercise elliptical machine. See it right there? Can you see my green screen? Isn't that awesome? Right there. Look at that. So anyway, so they came out and they inspected, and I've got this elliptical machine there. So they sent me back my note, and they were like, you failed. You've got personal items in your office. I'm like, of course I got personal items in my office. Who doesn't have personal items in their office? And so I called them and said, what's the scoop? Why did I fail? And they're like, oh, you've got that elliptical machine, that exercise machine in your office. And I'm like, in this day and age, people have those sit-stand desks, and I actually have one. And I'm like, and he's like, yeah. And I go, and you realize that in a lot of offices now, they got those sit-stand desks, and underneath the sit-stand desk is a treadmill, so they can lift the desk up, and then they start walking while they're working. And he's like, yeah, I understand that. I go, so what's the problem? And he said, you've got personal property in your office. And I said, what's the solve here, dude? I'm not going to argue with you. What's the solve? And he says, you need to remove it. I go, sure. So I actually just called my son down and I said, here, help me. So we slid it out of the way. I took a picture of it, not here. You can still see the marks on the carpet where the machine was at. And I sent it to him and I said, there you go. And they go, okay, we're happy. So people are dumb, man. Common sense doesn't come into some of the equations. So anyway, all right, well, I guess I'm going to end early. I like you guys all, but you're too quiet. You're not asking any questions. Doctor's orders. Photoshop. I thought about that. I actually did. Don't tell anybody, but one time my insurance company said, hey, you got some siding issues, and it was on a rent-to-own. And they're like, you got some siding issues. You got to get these siding issues fixed. And I was like, okay. So I called the tenant buyer and said, hey, you need to fix the siding on the front of the house. I go, the piece of siding that's missing is actually, there. It's even in your, whatever, your entry. And I said, just grab it and put it up. And she's like, okay, no problem. And so like a month went by, and I said, and I got a call from the insurance company. Hey, you haven't fixed it. You got, like 3 days to get it fixed, or we're going to drop you from insurance. And so I'm like, okay, I'll get it done. And so basically I just took a picture of the front of the house, and I just cropped out a little section of siding, and I put it up there and fixed that house. So Photoshop works. And then I ended up hounding the tenant, and she did fix the house. But anyways, it was just funny. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm out of here. Click the like, click the subscribe, click the bell icon to be notified when we got new videos coming up. I do have a couple of videos coming up that are probably going to be of big interest to a lot of people. One of the local guys runs one of the big real estate forums on Facebook right now, or Facebook groups. Ernesto Hernandez, he called me, and he and I got on the phone night before last, and spent a couple hours. He's trying to appeal. He's doing BRRRR, buy it, rehabbing it, renting it out, refinancing, and then redoing it all, the whole process again. And so anyway, he's at the refinance phase, and he went to get an appraisal done, and they came in low. And so he and I sat on the phone for a couple of hours on a Zoom call, and we psychoanalyzed the appraisal, and I came up with ways for him to appeal it. And so anyway, so that'll be interesting. So I'm going to post that this week sometime. I've got the other video with the guy who it bought in the area that's kind of gentrifying. That's very speculative. I may get authorization from him to release that video. So hopefully we'll get that up. But if you guys have questions, comments, whatever, ask me in the comments below. I'm going to try and do these every Saturday morning, like 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely dial in. If you guys got questions or anything like that, just let me know. Click the like, click the subscribe, be my buddy, click the bell, and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, Frank. Thanks, Rafi. Hopefully I'm saying Rafi all right.